Jane Torval and Christopher Dean.
I'm glad we rehearsed that.
Yes, I'm glad we rehearsed that.
Yes. There was just one thing during that.
Jane Torval and Christopher Dean live. That's my Jane.
Right. Yes, I'm going to do that every week, everybody. If I live.
These days, of course, Sir Elton is happily married to his longtime partner, David Furnish, so it's fascinating looking back on this interview, which came just after his first marriage in 1984.
So how's married life suiting you?
It's very nice, nearly a year, you know. So we've seen each other 3 times. But no, we're very happy. Everything's going very, very well.
Yeah, me and the audience are very annoyed because we were about the only people you didn't ask to the wedding. We would have flown to Australia if you'd asked us, you know.
Well, that was the great thing about getting married in Australia is that everyone you wanted to avoid couldn't get there. Not meaning to be as nice. Thank you.
That's very nice. For Christmas.
Yes.
Was it a whirlwind romance? Because you haven't really talked about it. We saw the wedding,
yeah.
And then you've done this world tour and all the rest of it. Was it a whirlwind romance, or had you been cogitating it for a long time?
Well, I'd often done that. But it was, yes, it was kind of whirlwind. But I know I'd met her before. When I was an engineer, and I'd met her on the previous album, and she was engineering on the Breaking Hearts album. And it was just a chemistry between the two of us, and I had no doubts, and I thought that my time of life, it's about time I took the plunge. And we had no serious thoughts about... Well, obviously we had serious thoughts because getting married is a serious thing. You can't take it flippantly.
Yeah. She's a German lady.
Yeah.
Is there anything of the Teuton in her? Does she have strict ideas? Does she keep you in line?
Yeah, I think most people around me keep me in line, otherwise I'd go completely off the rails. That applies to people at Watford Football Club and my family, my mother and my father, the people who work for me. Because sometimes when in this business, you know, you think you're the right and you can get everything you want, and you're very hot-headed, and people around me just ignore me, which is the best thing to do. So I slam doors, and after 10 minutes, no one's coming, and I'm going, where are they all? And I know she's... I think everybody around me has been pretty level-headed as they treat me, because I'm a monster sometimes. I may be the nice little boy next door, but you should see me sometime.
You used to have a very, very... lurid sense of dress, but I see that she's quite
down. Yes.
So
the Vauxhall's outside, Terry.
It's a sort of tame black and white number you have there, apart from the luminous socks.
Yeah, I was going to wear pink glasses, but I think the camera people thought it might go crazy. Yeah. So no, yes, I'll never tame down as far as that goes.
I mean, you dress like that at home. You don't.
Yes, I do.
No, you don't. Do you? No, you don't.
I'm not saying what I dress around the house. This could be dangerous. Enough said.
No, you don't come down to breakfast dressed like that.
Oh no, but I've got a fanfare. I play a fanfare every morning. Dan, da, 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 da. So the staff know I'm off. So I come downstairs and there's me breakfast on the table. And it takes me just the length of the corridor to when they get to the solemn bit. Da, 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 da. And by the time I come down the stairs, the bacon sandwich is ready. Brilliant.
Do you have appropriate music for all of your functions?
Not really. I've got Otis Redding music for when I go to the toilet. No, not really. I listen to music all the time. There's music all around the house.
When you see groups like Wham...
They're fabulous.
Or Duran Duran...
They're great. And I like Boy George. And I think it's very unfair to pick on them because... go and see them first and then make up your mind. And I've met these bands and they've got so much energy that they make you feel exhausted because that's how Bernie and I used to be at 21 years of age, seeing Wham, seeing George, seeing those bands, Nick Kershaw and people like that. Fabulous. Good luck to them. They're making great music. They're not doing anybody any harm. And I think give them a chance, you know. They're great. I really enjoy their music. And I think it's very silly just to dismiss things.
Yeah. But you looking at them, do they make you feel your age?
I do feel like a grandfather when I walk into the dressing room, you know. It's kind of like meeting the Queen. Don't say anything. But it's kind of like, what do you say? There is an age gap. One feels an age gap. But they've always made me feel very welcome. And I'm basically a shy person anyway. And I do feel a difference. But some of the music they're making is tremendous. And they've always been very, very nice to me.
Do you feel that your flamboyance has diminished? Do you feel that you've changed at all? I mean, marriage and settling down obviously is bound to change.
I'm getting a bit more hinge and bracket, really, I suppose, in that direction. I'll always be sort of flamboyant in a certain way. I don't want to lose that part of it. But yes, I've toned down. I've had to tone down for my football club, for example, because there's no way I could turn up to Watford in this suit, otherwise the manager would fire me. Absolutely true. And I wouldn't dream of it. But, you know, it's good enough for your programme.
It might lead to a certain amount of racy talk. I was going to ask, because I'm sure there are lots of people who are trying to get their children to learn to play the piano.
Yes.
And the children might say, well, there's no need for me to learn. Look at Elton John, he just bangs it out there. Did you actually have a formal training?
Thank you.
No. In your own
I started to play. I played
way,
by
of
ear.
course.
My grandmother and my mother brought me up because my father was away in the Air Force, and my grandmother played slightly, and my mother's sister played, and so I started playing by ear when I was about 3 or 4. And I picked things up very quickly. And I think if you have a gift for the things, you do pick it up. And then my parents insisted that I went to musical education, which I didn't really want to do. And I qualified for the Royal Academy of Music as a day student on Saturdays when I was between the age of 11 to 15. And I got through my exams. And I didn't really appreciate it much at the time because I'd rather been home playing football or something like that. But on recollection and actually sort of thinking about it again, it taught me an awful lot. I'm very grateful that they did send me there because it did teach me a lot. And if you have a gift for something, you can only improve your technique by going to someone who can tell you about it.
So you'd say to youngsters, keep up the piano lesson?
Yeah, if they're forced into doing it and they've got no talent whatsoever, it's a waste of time. But if someone has got a talent for something and they play by it, then it is a good idea to go and have instruction and listen to someone else and learn. Yes, it is. You can always learn about something.